Super excited.
What up?
Thank you for being here,
Glad to
making
be
the
here.
time.
It's a
First
good
of all, I
vibe.
want to say that the first time I ever saw you was obviously on TV. I was seeing the video. Mama said, "Knock you out." I was in my grandmother's house, and you look the same, man.
Oh,
You
I
don't
appreciate it. I appreciate that. Appreciate the vote of confidence. You know what I mean? Good vibe.
What's
good vibe.
the secret? Because I'm here, like, I got 3 layers of serum on. I have, like, hydrate every morning. It's like a whole hour routine, and you're just
4
flawless.
layers of serum. 4 layers of serum. A little more hydration. Nah, I just feel good. Try to stay away from it. You know, little pancake batter, and just keep it simple. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's it.
I'm excited for you to be here. You look great.
Thank you. Appreciate
your
it.
music. Obviously, we grew up with your music, and like I said, I'm like so not
You're definitely
professional right now because I'm like, oh my god, I got LL. But let's talk about the new album.
Yeah.
The Force.
Yeah.
It's coming out in the fall.
Yeah.
Do we have a date?
We don't have a hard date, but it is coming out in the fall, and I think it is a really special album. Everybody from Eminem to Sweetie to Nas to it's just so many cool acts on it. You know what I'm saying? And people that contributed. Q-Tip executive produced the album.
Yep.
I wrote the album, traveling around New York City and all over the tri-state area, but mainly in New York during the pandemic. So I was able to run around with my mask on and my hoodie on and just go on the subway and go on the train and kind of expose the projects and just expose myself to everything that I had kind of been removed from over the years.
Yeah.
And so the record kind of speaks from that place of that heart, you know what I'm saying? And truth. And I think it's creatively, I think it's going to be impactful. And the reason I did the record is because I just want to show people what's possible. I think when you do art for a long time, I think people understand it when it comes for, like, if James Cameron said he had another Avatar, people get it. Tom Cruise does another Top Gun, people get it.
Right.
And I think that we have to show people that in hip hop, you can do that same level of you can kind of introduce things at a high level and
Right.
continue to do things at a high level many, many years in. And that's kind of the goal. That's why I did the record.
And I
You know what
love
I'm saying?
it because it's also like inspiration. Like you could still do whatever you want because there's
Yes.
so much negativity, especially with social media. You see so many things that sometimes you kind of start doubting yourself and you're like,
You
can I
can.
do this? Should I do this?
100%.
Is it? And then here you are saying, yeah, you can. And we're all
Yeah.
very excited for the album.
Yeah, thank you. You never limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never limit yourself.
Have you ever had that? And how did you get out of that like funk
Mindset, yeah.
Yeah, like the doubt.
Well, you feel a doubt, but you just move forward. Like
push
you
through.
yeah, you feel the fear and do it anyway, right? Like you got to know, like you're gonna be afraid, you're gonna feel uncomfortable about things. The point is how you respond to it. It's not about pretending that you're never scared. It's about even if you are scared or you are nervous, you move forward anyway.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the strength comes in, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's when it's easy. That's when it's really hard.
That is when it's
if you're
hard.
not, if you're not afraid, then we don't take nothing. So it's just kind of doing that. Just being willing to step up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it means to me. You know what I mean?
And that must have been pretty cool when the pandemic was, you were walking around. I mean, New York City looks so eerie and different.
Yeah, it was like the ending of The
empty.
Devil's Advocate. The movie it was
Yeah.
like it was crazy. Yeah.
And it was such a bad time, but here you are. You took full advantage and made that time where everyone was going through their own thing. The world was going through it, and you definitely took advantage of it and made now this album. I can't wait.
Crisis is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta always find a way to make it mean something to you and make something great out of it. It's like knowing what to do with leftovers. You know what I mean?
That's
You
true.
gotta- you know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
the right leftovers could be
Yeah.
amazing. When it's the right leftovers, grandma hook it up right. It's right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Definitely gonna steal
you're
that.
going to be headlining your first arena tour in 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
How are you prepping for this?
Treadmill. That's the, that's the start because I don't want to be up there, exhausted as soon as my elbow bend. You pick up the mic. Okay, I'll see y'all later. You know what I mean? You want to be ready. So treadmill, getting my cardiovascular and endurance ready, and then just creatively, I'm bringing the roots with me. DJ Jazzy Jeff, DJ Z Trip, and then all of these guests around the country. They'll be specially curated shows. So some shows I'll have Queen Latifah, and I might have a Common at another show. I have an Ice-T at a show, a Bone Thugs and Harmony at this show, a MC Light at this show, a Salt and Pepper at that show, a Jada Kiss at this show. So it's all these different. Redman and Method Man at this show, Big Boy at this show. So it's like a Juvenile at this show. So it's like a lot of different artists in different places. So when I'm at the Barclays, I'll be at the Barclays on June 27th. I'm going to have a really cool, different lineup for New York. I haven't announced it yet, but it's going to be very special. And then when I'm at the Prudential Center, I'll have a very special lineup curated for him.
So every show is going to be different. You never know what it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're getting. You just got to show up.
You know it's going to be chocolate. That you know for sure. That's for sure.
And how did you reach out to these artists? Were they first on board? Like, yes, let's do it? Or like how?
I know we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop.
Definitely celebrating 50 years of hip hop. And that's what the tour, the FORCE stands for the Frequencies of Real Creative Energy. And us doing it live is about really doing something special. So I reached out to the artists, some through agents, some through phone calls personally, some through text. It depends on who it was. But ultimately, I just wanted to get everybody on board and have fun with it. You know what I mean?
And how great that everyone was willing to do it and on board and
like,
schedules
I just feel like
were.
you don't say no to LL. You know,
I mean,
just don't.
listen, we can handle no. We're not gonna get butt hurt with no. We can handle no. But we're gonna figure it out anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're going with somebody else, like my man TD Jake said, if you don't want to sing, you better get up there and sing. Somebody else will be back fried chicken. They'll get up there and sing if you don't want to sing. So you better say yes to something. You know what I mean?
I have to say, sorry, Lou.
No,
I obviously seen you on television with the whole acting and music videos, but it's one thing to see you on TV, a whole other thing to actually personally see you do your rap on stage, like you're in your full element. And I saw that at the iHeart Awards when you hosted.
Yeah.
And I was like a kid, like I couldn't believe I'm seeing this guy. And not to discredit any other generation, but
artist.
Right.
But you have that energy. You brought it. You didn't half-ass it as some may do, and I get it. Some people may have bad days or whatnot, but you was like 500%. Nothing.
I'm coming.
Of that.
I'm coming. We coming to bring it.
And I appreciate that so much because somehow along the way, it's changed a little bit.
Like Lala said, things are different. And I remember I was standing next to her at the iHeart Music Festival, actually, in Vegas, and I saw you, and I couldn't believe what we were witnessing. And I don't say that because you're here, but we've spoken about it, and I couldn't, like, you don't see that anymore, not discrediting anybody, but it was very refreshing to see that.
You got to put your all into it, and you got to be passionate about it, right? It's like, how bad do you want it? And when you really want it, you really love it, you put your heart and soul into it, and you do it for the fans, you do it for the people that are there. You got people there that aren't fans yet, who may walk away fans. So you have to put the work in, and you have to treat it like, look, they're all here to have a good time. My job is to facilitate that, period. So I'm going all out. You know what I mean?
Did.
Yeah, I go all out.
Definitely stood out. You definitely,
what I mean?
mic drop that performance.
I have I'm glad she brought that up because I want to say there's a line or there's like a phrase that I sometimes hear around.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it myself,
right.
And I just want your thought on that. When they say they don't make hip hop like they used to, or hip hop isn't what it was. What is your thought process on that specific phrase? Like, what do you agree? Do you not agree?
Do you understand it?
Well, I understand it, but I would say that what people have to realize about art is that 50% of what happens with art is how you respond to it. It's how a fan responds to something. So, when you didn't have any bills and you were asking your mother for money or your father for money or your uncle or your auntie, or maybe you were working, but when your life was a lot simpler, music was you processed it differently. Mm-hmm. As your life becomes more complex and more complicated, you process music differently. So it's not just that the music might be great, but maybe your life is different. And so you're not receiving the music the way you once did. Right. You were wide open and totally with it when you receive certain songs. And then with these songs, you kind of think, I got to, my boss, my supervisor, but the contract, the deal, I got to blah, 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 blah.
That makes sense.
And, and so the music sounds different. So I would just say, you got to try to stay curious and try to stay open. It doesn't mean you have to like everything, because you're not going to like everything. You didn't like everything when you were 14. So you're not going to like everything now, but you want to stay open to it. So I think that the goal is to just, if it's great, it's great. If it's great music, I think it was Louis Armstrong said there's two types of music, good and bad. If it's great, it's great. If it's not, it's not. So that's why I wanted to do this record. And it's not about like trying to show people what's not happening today, but it's about doing a new thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do a new thing. It's like if I made a film and it was like back in the days when The Matrix came out, it was a new thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just wanted to sonically and musically do a new thing. So yeah, I think that there are a lot of great hip hop artists and I don't have an issue with it. I understand how people feel, but you know, if you want to relive those moments and you want to feel that nostalgia, come to the Barclays, June 27th. Come to Prudential, June 28th. Come to the Rock the Bells Festival, August 5th. And, you know, we'll do those things and you'll feel those feelings. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I totally get it. And that's that's the beauty of the art too, right?
Yep.
That's my job. My job is to bring those memories back for you and make it feel new again. So here we
Nicely
are.
said.
I love it. Another question. What is harder to remember? The lyrics to a rap or lines to a script?
Well, that's an amazing question.
Because they're both hard.
They are, but here's the thing. It's like now, you know, that's so funny to me. I got so many answers for you. Okay, so I'm gonna answer it a few different ways. First of all, it depends on whether it's a song that you do regularly or a song you don't do regularly.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you're trying to remember an album cut from the 4th album, you in trouble, B. It's hard. That might as well be Shakespeare and memorize it. You're on stage in an hour. You know, that is ridiculous, right? So that's hard. Certain scripts, when they can be different. I think it all depends.
It all depends.
It's too. That's like a good cop. That's a good ass question. That's a really good question. But they both have their ups and downs. Let me put it to you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
nasty.
I can
Nasty. Yo.
You got it on that one, dude.
You
got it on that
it's
one.
nasty. It's nasty. You totally got me. I could answer it, but I feel like I would be here 3 hours. I don't,
Right.
you know, and I don't know if I would really be answering properly.
Got it.
So what is harder? They both hard.
Both. They
Both
both
are
are
They
hard.
both hard.
What do you enjoy doing?
Oh, I mean, music is my first love, but I do appreciate having the ability to do acting and to do all those things. It's wonderful. But music is my first love, definitely.
Do you have I don't want to say anxiety, but like, do you have any fears when you come to the Barclays, like how people are gonna react, or the anything, like your expectations or what people will be expecting? Do you sleep at night? Do you think at night, like all these things, do they go through your head at night? Because I can imagine 30 years, first day, you're going back on tour.
Yeah.
That could be scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying. It's crazy, you know. But at the same time, it's like I'm built for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's all scary. I mean, you know, hosting the Grammys with 100 million people watching around the world is scary. I mean, a lot of things have their challenges, but that's what I do, right? Like I conquer that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I jump on top of. You know, like that moment right there. That's what I get.
What are you scared of?
I don't really process it like that. It's not that I have no fears. I'm not that dude. Like, oh, I'm never afraid. I don't do that. I just I really take no count. I just don't harp on that. You know, I think more about, you know, success and winning and abundance and making my dreams a reality. I don't even operate in that space of fear. And when I feel a little anxiety, I just lean into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Some
hardest
people
thing
try
to
and
do.
run away from it.
Yeah,
But
you
if
can't
you-
run from it. You
Yeah.
got to lean into it. You got to just know, like, okay, it's a little nerve-wracking. You haven't been on the road in a long time. You got to deliver. It is what it is.
That's it. It's
You got, you know, people got to come in. You got to get people in the door. They got to come in there. They got to put their hands in the air. We're gonna go crazy. Let's do it.
I'm ready
And
to
I,
get
you know,
crazy.
somebody got
I can't wait.
to take some chances, baby. I had to take some chances. So let's
No.
get it.
New album coming in the fall. You have this tour. You've ran already, I think, 4 books.
I don't know, something
Yeah.
like that.
Do you plan on doing that also?
What?
Writing another
Writing
book.
another book.
I just dropped the book. You can pre-order the new book now. It's called it's called LL Cool J Presents The Streets Win 50 Years of Hip Hop Greatness.
Okay.
And it's first person essays from all of everybody in hip hop, from a Dr. Dre to a Snoop Dogg, from a Nas to a Eminem, from a Mary J. Blige to a you name it. Like, it's all of these different artists. First person essays, though, talking about how they got into hip hop, why they love it, what they believe it is, you know, telling you their story and how they were influenced by
sweet.
hip hop. So
Okay.
hundreds of years from now, it'll be, you know,
Right.
in like said coming from the horse's mouth, so the narrative will be right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm about to drop that. That comes out in the fall as well.
Oh, okay.
That comes out in
'Cause
October.
I was like, I didn't see this.
Yeah.
The fall's
October.
gonna be big for you. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
I used to have an alter ego.
Oh God.
Okay, it started off as a bit. I am horrible rapping. Like
Okay.
there's no saving me. I've tried everything.
She has no flow.
I got
Okay.
no flow,
all.
and it frustrates me. It's called Rappin' Rissa because my real name is Marissa. So Rappin' Rissa, and I
Double
don't.
R.
The double.
What do we? Is there a secret to like the flow? Do you do something, anything? Because I can't get it, and it's so embarrassing. And I think only like 2 rappers have actually tried to hear me, and it's gotten to the point that it's
Please
so
don't
bad
embarrass us.
Well, go ahead.
that
Go ahead.
I have oh no, I don't want to insult your time.
You're not
or
insulting my
anybody's
time.
here.
I mean, give us a couple of bars. Let me hear what you do.
Okay, you know, Kevin Hart, he has that what is it, chocolate drop?
Yeah.
Worse than that. Like that
Well, let me hear
dude.
it. I
no.
can't. How can I help with something I haven't heard?
I wouldn't even know where to start. Like even songs
Start with the
that
beginning
exist,
of the rap.
raps that already exist, I can't even do that. That's how bad it is.
You got to do something. You got to show me something. Like you got to go there.
That's you,
You
girl.
got to go there. Go there.
No, I don't want to. Maybe off camera.
She's shy. So well, that's the start. We're gonna have to start. You're gonna have to rap.
Because I would do it because radio now, before social media didn't exist or anything, so theater of the mind. So I would hide behind the mic literally.
So you hide
but
behind the mic right now. Pretend the cameras ain't rolling. Get busy.
No, I can't.
Shut up.
No.
Come on.
Save her right now, and I'm gonna transition because it's really bad.
She's ready.
I am because I know how bad I am.
I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone.
Fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yo entiende. No problema para mí.
Ay, mira,
Yeah,
él entiende.
No, yo no habla perfecto, pero yo entiendo,
Lo
bastante.
entiendes.
Sí.
Because you grew up with a lot of Spanish people around.
All right. Habla conmigo en español.
Yo
pero,
quisiera
pero,
saber-
un momento. Habla despacio,
Okay.
por favor. No, despacio.
Despacito.
Nosotras quisiéramos saber si un día,
Ajá.
si un día quisieras hacer una canción con alguien en español, como un Bad Bunny o
Ozuna.
Yeah. Would I do that? Would cantante? Yo cantante en español, rap in español. Yeah, I had a song actually on one of my albums, Todd Smith, called Number One Fan. It was called Numero Uno.
No,
if
Numero
you
Uno.
listen to it, it had had a little Spanish in it. You know what I'm saying? But no, I haven't done that because I haven't mastered the language. You know what I'm saying? And for you to really, for me, to spit really, you got to master the language.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to. Now I can incorporate it. You know what I mean? Poquito en español es no problema para mí. Gente entiende. Cuando yo habla. Pero it's still, no perfecto.
No, it's great.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, yo quiere comida, no problema. Mira, pollo, por favor. No problema. Arroz con pollo. Gracias. You know what I mean? But,
You could defend yourself.
no
That's
question.
Perfect.
No pregunta.
No pregunta.
Your
No
favorite
pregunta.
Spanish dish?
So many. I mean, it depends. You can go paella. You can go. You can go. The frito, pollo frito.
Pollo frito.
The little chicharrones de
Oh,
pollo.
chicharrón, the
Pollo.
chicken chunk.
Yeah, chicharrones de pollo is real good. That's it's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Come on, yo say, man, yo say.
I love it. Well,
You
thank
know?
you so much for being in studio. Like I said, super excited that you. I did not ever think.
That we would have Al Cool J in our studio.
And we in
here
here.
you
We in
are.
here.
360 has come
Full
go
circle.
from seeing
No
you,
question.
little girl, and now here you are in
And
front
now
of
we
our
are.
faces.
Here we are. New
You know what?
album in the fall. It's
No
called
question.
The Force.
The Force.
You got the tour coming. You're gonna be at the Barclays and at the
Prudential.
Prudential Center.
Yep.
Hope to be there as well.
And the Rock the Bells Festival is August 5th. Everybody should make sure you come out and celebrate some hip hop then. So it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'll be the crazy girl in the front trying to rap.
I love that.
At the Barclays Center.
Oh, you ain't gonna rap. There's too many cameras. There's too many cameras.
I'll be like,
too many
you know,
cameras for that.
maybe
Como se dice
by
camera
that time,
en español?
Cámara.
Cámara. Oh, you just changed the pronunciation? Cámara.
But maybe by that time, I would have mustered up the confidence and prove it to you that
I like
hey, I
it.
did it.
I'll be waiting.
There you
Yo
go.
listo. Yo
I got-
listo.
I got-
Yo
I got work to
recuerdo.
do.
All right?
Okay.
I remember.
Thank you so
you.
much.
I appreciate you.